What's up, everybody? I'm Outlaw Morgan. Welcome back to OM Fishing. Today, I want to talk to you guys about baits. Yes, baits again. But more specifically, I want to talk about color. Is it important? Does it matter? I used to think that it was just trivial, but a unique situation happened. We're going to talk about it. Stick around. We all have our own thing. Like, we have our go-to colors that we will throw all day because we are confident in that color or the color combination rigged up with a jig or whatever the case is. 9 times out of 10, I'm going black and blue. Black and blue is always a winner. If you're talking about match to hatch, it kind of gives a resemblance of a bluegill, something to that effect. Or I will throw something like a Tennessee shad color, which is gray and black or silver and black, which gives off a little bit of a shad, I guess, kind of impression or shiner impression. And then there's the white bait. People are notorious for sticking to white baits. But I want to talk about something totally different. We're going to talk about crankbaits. We're going to talk about square bills, things of that nature, because a unique situation happened where I was out on the water with my buddy. We're on Okeechobee, and we tried to get out onto the main lake, and we were running, and we nearly got beached, and we were lucky to get out of there, and then we were forced back into a canal. So we're on my buddy's boat. Now, he's the captain. He's on the trolling motor. He's working it. He's throwing a square bill crankbait. I look over. I can see what he's throwing. I don't have anything like it. So I'm still, at this point, I'm still throwing a Gambler Big Easy. And it was weightless for top water. So I re-rig it, and I put a weight on it so I could drop down and work water columns, because obviously in the canal, we're in much deeper water. I also have a rod that was rigged up with a jig and a trailer, and it's weighted, so I'm working the water column. Anyway, I'm throwing everything I have that's already pre-rigged, right? And I'm re-rigging a little bit just to put weight on it. He has already hooked up 2 fish at this point back in this canal. And I keep looking at that square bill, and I'm like, you know what? I think I have some square bills in my bag. Let me check. Obviously, I don't come to Okeechobee fishing square bill, but let me just see what I have. Now, my buddy's throwing a square bill that's heavy chartreuse color. It's like chartreuse and black, right? And it was a little bit bigger, but the only thing that I had at that time was something to this effect, where it's, you know, a little chartreuse, a little blue, a lot of white. And anyway, I start throwing this. Now, this wasn't as big as his. If you looked at like a KVD series, this is like a 1.5 maybe, and his was a 2.5, so it was definitely bigger. But he's nailing it, and he's killing it. By this time, he's already hooked up 2 2.5s, and he's already hooked up a 3, and I'm getting a little frustrated, but whatever. So I'm like, you know what? I'll join the party. I'll start throwing something like this. Didn't work. Didn't work. I don't know if it was because of the color, which I'm going to get into my theory, but or if it was the size, and this just wasn't hitting the ledge properly. It wasn't going down deep enough. Obviously, his being a 2.5 and this being a 1.5 is going to be a major difference in how far the bait's diving. So this color didn't work. By this time, I'm on the back of this dude's boat, cussing in my head, claiming I'll never be on the back of anybody's boat ever again. Because let's just be honest, fishing is a competitive sport between 2 guys or between several, and that's why they have tournaments. So I threw a weighted worm. I know what you're thinking. Listen, I've been throwing everything at this point, and the last color didn't work, so I pick up this guy. An orange and dark green square bill. Now, this one has a little bit bigger of a bill than the last one I was throwing, but for some reason, still no bites. What do I do next? I pick up this guy because I'm like, well, let me try this one. Now you can see this is about a KVD 1.5 right here, and it's purple with a little bit of yellow and white. Guess what? Still no bites. So now I'm sinking into a massive depression, and my life has become miserable and unbearable. And what does he do? He hooks a 5.6 pounder, and I have to net it and help him get it on the boat. He's having the best day ever. Never mind me on the back, right? Like, and that's okay. That's how it's supposed to be. Look, if I was up front and I was having a great day and you were on the back miserable, that's your problem. But look, I threw this, I threw this, I threw this, I threw everything I had. Weighted worms too. I know everybody's like, well, did you try a weighted worm? Yes, I threw everything. He threw one particular bait the entire day, had the best day ever in that canal, and I'm going to show you the bait he was throwing. Chartreuse and black KVD 2.5. This is the bait that he was throwing all day. You can see that the color around this thing is just literally screaming. The size is good. Now they make a 1.5 as well, but he was throwing the 2.5 all day. Meanwhile, I tried to throw this guy, and you can see color schemes are obviously night and day. One is screaming, the other is not screaming so much. The bill on this one pitches up a little higher and it's much smaller, so it doesn't dive as deep as this one. Then I tried to throw this guy thinking that chartreuse was the win, but again, you can see that the bill is pitched up higher and it's shorter, so it doesn't dive as deep. Now, then I tried this guy, which actually has a little bit bigger of a bill, but the colors just don't, they're not the same. So does color matter? I mean, I honestly think so. Now, if you actually go on any site that sells these lures, these KVD lures, this particular one, the chartreuse and black, the ratings are out the roof compared to all the other ones that are in the lineup. So I can only think of two things, or actually maybe three, because one theory could just simply be that I suck at fishing. I mean, that's a possibility. But he was throwing this all day and had the most success. And he was just, it was a killing spree. It literally was a killing spree. And the two things that I came to the conclusion of is that it either has to be this color, or it has to be the fact that his bill is a little longer and it was allowing him to pitch down. The fish were literally sitting at a ledge right off of the bank wall about 5 feet out. And every time he would go up towards the bank and come down, right about 5 feet out from the bank, he was getting smashed. Now, I was doing the exact same thing with multiple colors or whatnot, and nothing was hitting. So I used to think that color was trivial and didn't matter as much. But on this day, I learned a lesson. So I bought this one and the 1.5. Live and learn, gang. Live and learn. Now, drop your comments down there and tell me how bad I suck. Or tell me if I'm right. Tell me if my theory's right. I mean, we were both doing the exact same thing. And he came out winning. So, color matters. I'll see you next time. Oh, shit. Get the net. Oh. Oh! Oh, my God!
Oh my God!
Come on! No, keep the rod down! 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 Now up, 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 up! Give him to me! Give him to me! Bring him to me! Bring him to me!
Oh! I got him! I got him! I got him! Oh, Jesus Christ, dude!
Here, right here! Now bring him up! Bring him up! Bring him up! Bring him up! Don't let him! Bring him up!
I got him! I got him! Oh my God! Whoa! What? Holy shit! That's an 8-pounder! That's a fucking 8-pounder, dude! Oh my God!
Look at that! Look!
Oh my God! I just.
Oh
All right, we're zeroed out. This is true zero right here. Okay, let's get it on him. All right, let him go. Damn, he's just shy of 7. He is 6.53. What an absolute tank! Holy God! Oh my God! Ah! Boom! Boom! Yeah, buddy. These are just under 7 pounds each. Massive, massive fish. We're about to let them go.
Show me that belly.
Oh, look at that.
Yes, sir. All right. There it goes.
There you go.